All right, comrades. It's both a blessing and a curse to follow Larry Holmes. I'm going to try my best to keep that energy going. So, brothers and sisters, comrades, as it is very clear, right now, the United States of America, with its 500 years of genocide, of slavery, and of empire, right now, we are at a historic turning point. The empire is in crisis. The system of capitalism has no answers, and it is in complete decay, rotten to its core. How do we fight capitalism? Well, we have two weapons. Those weapons are unity and solidarity. That's right. Now, more than ever, we need to fight to build working class solidarity. As a white communist in the United States, I feel personally responsible to fight Trump by any means necessary. This means fighting racism, sexism, LGBTQ bigotry, attacks on migrants and Muslims, and every other form of bigotry by any means necessary. This means channeling John Brown, Harriet Tubman, Crazy Horse, and Ho Chi Minh, all of the great fighters against this empire. We are in the midst of a global class war, and we are fighting as one worldwide working class. Yet we can never ignore the reality that even within our global working class, we are not all treated equally. Whether it's by the police, whether at school, whether in the prisons, whether on the streets, we are not treated equally. And we know as a party that only through solidarity with the most oppressed can we win and defeat this ugly system of capitalism. With the election of Trump, the attack on working class people, LGBTQ people, people of color, women, indigenous people, all of these people, youth, these attacks have all intensified. We've been seeing them all over. The front page of the USA Today in my hotel room had a picture of this. We're seeing these blatant racist attacks. We're also seeing its opposite. The struggle is intensifying. The struggle against racism, sexism, patriarchy is intensifying. It's time for young white revolutionaries to step it up, to fight racism. For men to fight sexism. For all workers to fight and build solidarity with our lesbian, bi, trans, queer, gender nonconforming comrades and brothers and sisters. We love them, and we're going to fight. We also need our U.S.-born workers, people born here, to fight in solidarity with our immigrant comrades and family and lovers and friends. And ultimately, it's up to workers in the United States to defeat the most violent, unbelievably heinous, destructive force ever in the history of humanity. We must defeat U.S. imperialism. Well, I'll change gears here. I want to talk a little bit about our campaign. So, as much as we want to say it, as much as we want to be tough about it, elections do matter to our class. As much as we don't want to, as much as we say Democrats, Republicans, they're always the same, honestly, this election did matter in a lot of ways to our class. Last year, standing right here at this conference, we made a historic move, and I'm proud of it. Our party nominated 2 black revolutionary socialists from the United States South to run for president and vice president and to basically turn this empire on its head. And it was a historic step and tremendous. We did this to stand in solidarity with the most oppressed in our class. We did this to stand in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement. We did this for many different reasons. We wanted to build the voice of a revolutionary socialist alternative. We wanted to expose the two parties of capitalism, of racism, and of war. And most importantly, we wanted a platform, a way to talk to thousands of workers on the need to build solidarity with the most oppressed. And we did that. We did that in Baltimore. We did that in Milwaukee. We did that in Charlotte. Wow. We did that in Standing Rock. We did that on the border in Arizona. We did that in the RNC in Cleveland. We shut down downtown area. And in Philadelphia. Oh, hey, in Philadelphia. Thousands of us shutting down the Democratic National Convention and exposing the Clintons. Exposing the complete farce of the one-party dictatorship in that city of the Democratic Party, who has not one single answer for our class. Our election campaign, led by our tremendous, Monica and Lamont, reached out to thousands of people all over this country, and most importantly, gave hope to the most militant fighters in our class that we can stand apart from the Democratic Party and we can fight in our own name and for our own goals. I gotta say, the bourgeois analysts, they might have said that Trump won the election. Well, I think in the future, we might be saying in our own way that our class is going to be winning in the long term. Forget their election. That's a phony, lying election. We are going to win, and we know it. What's next, brothers and sisters and comrades? That's right. Well, of course, we're in the streets. Tonight, we're going to be in the streets. We'll be agitating. We'll be organizing. And on January 20th, we will be shutting down the United States Capitol with millions of people marching. And indeed, we will make this country ungovernable by any capitalist party. Ungovernable. To do this, we'll need a general strike. We'll need protests, occupations, but we'll also need a revolutionary perspective. And that's why we're here this weekend. The ruling class, they've opened a window. They're in a crisis. They have nothing for us. Now is the time to deepen our work. We can raise all sorts of agitational slogans. We can connect the wars abroad to the wars at home. We can connect people with the struggles that are going on here in Standing Rock, in Charlotte, in Palestine, in Ukraine. We can do all of this, but we need even more. We need to win our class to the revolutionary, optimistic perspective of revolutionary socialism. We need them to know that we can end the rule of both the Democrats and the Republicans. We can end the rule of the United States government. We can abolish capitalism. We can end the rule of the billionaires, the bankers, and their cops. And we can end racism, sexism, homophobia, xenophobia, Islamophobia, and all the ills of capitalist society. Revolution is possible. And revolution is inevitable. Inevitable. Now, one last point, and I'll be done, okay? So, next year marks the 100th anniversary of the first successful socialist revolution. I think we all know what we're talking about. The Bolshevik Revolution, the Russian Revolution, which taught us so many things. Vladimir Lenin, its leader, popularized the slogan that we still carry today, 100 years later. Workers and oppressed of the world, unite. It taught us so much about self-determination for oppressed peoples, the hundreds of different nationalities within Russia. It's a tremendous revolution. But he also taught us that a revolution can only happen and can only work when a revolutionary working class party links itself with the most advanced and militant sectors in our class. This means linking our party with the most oppressed. And I think we're starting to do that. I think we're getting there, comrades. This is a beautiful conference. This is a historic turning point for our class and this organization. We've gone through 30 years of reaction, and now guess what? Now we are on the offensive. Let's do this. So, to wrap this up, let's fight with revolutionary optimism. Let's fight under this slogan, workers and oppressed of the world, unite. And let's end it with that same chant. Help me with this. No Trump, no KKK, no racist USA. No Trump, no KKK, no racist USA. No Trump, no KKK, no